video, we're going to actually do an example that I've done from a previous textbook. In your textbook, it's actually on page 49, and it is number 30. So we're doing this problem right here, but I've done it previously, and I've done it in from another textbook, but it should be the same problem. So this is going to be the problem right here that we're going to do together. We're going to do it on this one. It says 2.1, page 51, number 28, but it's actually 2.1, page 49, number 30. And so this is the second of the videos that we made, and you're going to watch very closely the whole video because there is going to be a password that pops up that allows you into the 2.1 homework assignment. Also, you'll notice that the homework assignments that have passwords are all past due. That's the only way we can put a password on them if they're past due. So you can still do them when they're all going to be past due, but you have to have the password. So make sure you watch the whole video and get the password. Number 28, and we're constructing a frequency distribution. So we're asked to construct a frequency distribution using 6 classes. In the table include the midpoints, relative frequencies, and cumulative frequencies. And we're also asked which class has the greatest frequency and which has the least frequency. So we've got all that data that they gave us at the bottom of page 51 from number 28, and it's book spending. And they tell us the number of classes is 6, so that's what we're going to do. Well, the first thing you do is you need to find your lowest value. So our lowest value here, if you look through all the numbers, is going to be 30, and the highest value is going to be 530. And so the first thing you have to do is to find out your class width. And so the class width is going to be the highest value, take away the lowest value, divided by the number of classes. And so they need to give you the number of classes. In this case, our class width is going to be 530, which is our highest value of all the data they give you. Take away 30 over 6, because they give us 6 classes. And so that'll leave us with 500 over 6, or 500 divided by 6, which gives you 83.3 repeating. You will always, 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 always round up. There's one homework problem when it actually ends up being a nice round number like 82 or 105 for the class width. You still have to add 1. So we're going to need to go up to 84. So the class width here is 84. So now we're going to construct our classes. So the first class is going to begin with the first number. So our first class begins at 30. And that's the lower class limit for the first class. And then we're going to add our class width, which is 84. And so that'll give us 114. And that means the first class upper class limit was 113, which is 1 less than the 114. There can be no gaps and no overlaps. And then we're going to add another 84 to give us the next class, which would give us 198. And that means this class ended at 197. We're going to do that until we get 6 classes. Add another 84 and get 282. That must have been to 281. Add 84, get 366. This class must have gone to 365. Add another 84, 450. This must have gone to 449. And now this is our last class here. But if we add another 84, that gives us 534, which is not going to be a class, but that just lets us know that this is going to be 533. Okay, the next step is to do the tallies. So to do the tallies, what we do is we go through each number that they give us, each data number that they give us. And so the first number is 91. So where is that going to go? That's in the 30 to 113, so we put a tally there. I'm going to go across. So 472 goes down here. 279 goes in this group right here between 198 and 281. 249 also goes there. 530 goes in the highest class. 376. 188, 341, and so on. And then you'll do a tally for each number. 266, 199, 142, 273, got 5 there now, 189, 130, 489, 266, 248, 101, 375, 486, 190, 398, 188, 269, 43, 30, 127, 354, and 84. So our frequencies are 5, 7, 8, 2, 3, and 4. And so we need to figure out our total frequencies because we're going to need that for our relative frequencies. And so our total frequencies is our sample size, which is n, and we're going to use sigma, which means the sum of the frequencies. So in this case, when we add these up, we get 29. The next thing we want to do is to find the midpoints. To find the midpoint of each class, you take the lower class limit, which in this case is 30. You add the upper class limit, which in this case is 113, and you divide by 2. Make sure you add first, because if you type that in your calculator without putting parentheses in, your calculator is definitely going to want to divide first. So we're going to get 143 divided by 2, and that'll give us a midpoint of 71.5. Now you can do this midpoint thing again, or what you could do is you could just add your class width, which is 84, and each time that's all you need to do there. So you get 155.5, and you add another 84, and that'll give you 239.5. Add another 84, 323.5. Add another 84, 407.5. Add your last 84 and get 491.5. And those are the midpoints. The next thing we want to do is find the relative frequency. So the relative frequency is f divided by sigma f, or f divided by n. So it's each frequency here divided by the sum of the frequencies, which is 29. So it's going to be 5 divided by 29. And so depending on what the computer wants, it might want to the nearest tens or to the nearest thousands or 10,000s. In this case, I think that they want 4 decimal places rounded correctly. So for the first one, we get 0.1724, and then there's a 1 after that, and so that just stays 1724. And then for the next one, there is 7 divided by 29, and so that gives you 0.24137. And so this 7 makes this 3 go up to a 4. And so your answer is 0.2414. Make sure that you are rounding correctly. So the next one, you're going to divide the 8 by 29, and that'll give you 0.27586, which is going to round up to a 9. That 6 makes the 8 become a 9. The next one is 0.06896. And the 6 makes the 9 become a 10, which makes that 8 become a 9, so you get 0690. The next one, you're going to get 0.103, and then the 4 with another 4 makes it stay a 4. And the last one here is 0.1379. There's a 3 following this that just keeps it a 3. And so now we're going to go to the cumulative frequencies, which means you're just adding the frequencies. We're going to start with the 5 here, and then 5 we're going to just add that 7 from this class, and that'll give us 12. And then we're going to add the 8 from the next class, and that'll give us 20. And the next one is a 2, so we'll end up with 22 here. And the cumulative frequency for the next one is adding 3 more, and that'll give us 25. Add the 4, and we'll end up with our total frequency here, which is 29. And lastly, they asked us 2 questions. Which class has the greatest frequency? So the greatest frequency, we just go to our frequency column, and that is the 8 here, and so that is the class 198 to 281. Now for the class with the least frequency is 2, so that's the class that is 282 to 365.